Hi, I want to show just a few simple things about pulling the bobbin so that any mystery about it should be removed. I'm already in QCT and I'm going to go into settings. I want to change my tie-off mode to 4, and right now it's set for back and forth. By touching that, it selects micro stitch, so now there'll be 4 tiny stitches to start and 4 tiny stitches to end. I want to take the automatic bobbin pull off because that's a time-consuming process, and there's a time and place for it, but most of the time I'd rather not use it. So we'll say okay. Right off, I want to show you something not to do, and that's to give yourself too short a bobbin tail. So here's what happens when you do that. When you come over here, and I'm going to go into the red toolbox, and I'm going to take a single stitch. And now, normally you would move the machine away and be able to pull it, but because it was so short, there's nothing there to pull. And you could think, oh, why is my machine not pulling my bobbin? So that's the first thing. Make sure that you've given yourself enough thread that your machine can pull it. So I've already set it to sew a little diamond, and so now we're ready to pull bobbin. So that's what I just selected, was pull bobbin. And I'm going to do a single stitch, and I can just take my thread and do that, and it pulls up this bobbin thread. So that's just a little slick, quick way to do it. And now I'm going to say sew. It's taking those 4 little micro stitches. And in this example, I'm actually going to use what would be the automatic bobbin pull. This is what that will look like. And the reason why is because I want the bobbin pull to be exactly where the diamond ends. I want that a very clean spot. So now that it's finished, I'm going to choose pull bobbin. So I'm going to say move away. I'm going to grab this thread and say move back. And each time it's asking me if my needle is up. But now the needle has gone back to that exact spot. So now I say single stitch. And right now the machine is locked in place. I'm going to say release carriage. It just makes it easier and you can see better. So now a loop has been pulled up. So if this were out in the center of my quilt, and I've been very careful about that tip, then I want to bury my thread. So I want to leave myself a nice tail. So I'm going to pull this upper loop up and clip it. And now I have the loop from the bobbin. One end is tight. That's the one that's connected to the stitching. The other end is loose because it's the one that's going down there to the bobbin. So that's the one I want to cut, is the one that pulls freely. So now I have the 2 loops that I can bury in the layers. Okay, now we're going to go back and finished, and we're going to reset to do another diamond. And I'm pulling the thread again because I want a nice firm path of my thread. I don't want it loose. And I'm going to say pull bobbin. Take that single stitch. And I'm going to grab it with my thread there and say sew. Oh, I didn't grab it. Yeah, I did. And in this example, it would be what I would do if I were ending outside of the quilt top, and I really don't care. So I'm choosing finished, And now I'm going to move the machine away because that releases it. I'm going to grab the thread, move it back fairly close. I'm going into the red toolbox and I'm saying single stitch, which it immediately takes a stitch. I'm going to pull it back and now I'm going to clip it. If I were using this method out in the center of the quilt, then I would want to clip it really close so that there weren't any whiskers. But if I were, say, off to the side, then I really don't care. So I hope this has taken some of the mystery away from pulling the bobbin.